So the question is, what are you famous for? And here are your choices. You can be famous for something good. Remember Abraham Lincoln? Famous for something good. You can be famous for nothing. Gerald Ford. Infamous. Richard Nixon. Those are your choices. You get 3. So are you Gerald Ford, Abraham Lincoln, or Richard Nixon? Because you're a version of one of those as a leader right now. And it's your choice which determines the future outcome. Now you can't fake it. You've got to be famous for who you are. You have to be authentic. So in research done on what makes leaders authentic, with lots of employees and lots of audiences, they found there's 3 things. One is that an authentic leader shows respect. And they show respect by speaking in a way that allows people to know that they are understood at a personal level. The only way you can understand people at a personal level is to become personally involved. When your employees or your customers are nothing but statistics, you are no longer leading. You are just managing. The second is your sincerity. Now, the way that you communicate sincerity is by making your thinking transparent, which means this. There are many leaders who just share conclusions. In other words, we've made this decision to divest company X, or we've made this decision to go in this new direction or launch this new product. We've made this decision to cut off education funding. We've made whatever it is. When people's thinking isn't transparent, it is both disrespectful and insincere. What we love are leaders who say, gosh, I've struggled in the way that I've been thinking about how we solve this education problem. The competing interests have many legitimate points of view. But as I've thought about our purpose, what has seemed clear to me is that the well-being of the student is the number one objective of this institution. And it seems to me, in talking to many of you, that the best thing that we can do is cut some money out of the administration and put more money into learning tools. Scary to people when you say, trust me, I know we need to go to war. Trust me. It's not respectful. Even if it's true, it's not respectful. And you don't get commitment when you don't know another person's thinking, because you have no idea whether they get it or not. Do they really get it? Or don't they? That's the question we all have. And what is the it? An understanding of me and my need, my fear. And finally, what we want from leaders is enthusiasm, emotion, commitment. If what we're going to do matters, then you should be excited about it. If you're not excited about it, then get out of the way and let somebody who is excited about it get in. Or change what you're doing so you are excited about it. Today, no one wants to work in a bureaucracy. Who among you want to go to work for a big company? Boy, IBM, that's my dream job. 20 years ago, it was a dream job. Who wants to get lost in a bureaucracy where merit really may not matter? Where the way things are done and manipulating those way things are done and playing the games and being a cog in the machine? Who wants to play that game anymore? No one. It's because our American worth ethic has been degraded from the sacred to the secular. In other words, this whole thing that we used to have, where if you come to work for me, I'll give you a lifetime job if you're productive, if you're honest, and so forth, was a sacred bond of trust. It created meaning, family, and commitment. It created bureaucracy and inefficiency and a lot of other bad things. It didn't work totally. That's why we don't have it anymore. But to replace it with what we've got, which is nothing, I will employ you as long as I can exploit your brain in a way that I can make money on you. That's my commitment to you. That's the best we can do. A greatest total value culture is a culture based on meaning. If you're a pleasure-pain culture, There's only one thing that people are trying to do in that culture, and it's to get what they want as individuals. If you're a goal-oriented culture, the only thing that you want is to be right, to be important, to get status, to get achievement, to get distinction. If you're in a meaning culture, what you want is to create the greatest total value that you can create for employees, for customers, and even for shareholders. In order to do that, you must communicate in a new way. We live in a world where many things are true at the same time that are paradoxical. In the companies that I've been in that are truly after the greatest total value, people are constantly looking for the grains of truth. I may not disagree with everything you said, but there is one thing you said that I really think is true, that I think has value. Instead of looking for why you're wrong, you're looking for what helps. You're looking for how you might be right. You're looking for the both-and connections instead of the either-or, I am right, you're wrong connections. In the great innovative companies, they're always asking, what if the opposite of what I believe is true? What decision would I make then? It's that level of open-mindedness. To be open-minded means that you have to consider evidence that is contrary to your current beliefs, no matter how strongly they're held. If we are not open-minded, we will never get at bigger solutions. We will never get at true truth. How many companies that you've worked for or do you work for now that are truly open-minded? That's why there's no innovation, but mostly exploitation. So these are extraordinary times. We're told by the Great Place to Work Institute that the qualities of a great place to work are when people are very committed to leadership. They are very committed to the work that they are doing, and they are very committed to each other. So in the places that you work, how true is that? What could you do to make it more that way? Or where could you find a place or create a place that would give you that opportunity?